Tonight's exciting Game 7 of the NLCS, and tomorrow he'll call his 9th World Series. Please welcome Emmy Award-winning sportscaster Joe Buck.
Hello.
Good to have you here on the show.
Good to be back. You and I are so white.
We are, aren't we?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think I'm still whiter than you. I think I still am the whitest man on television.
A shade whiter.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, no, but thanks for being here. I know you're very busy.
Oh, this is the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
Game 7.
And that big NBC movie where you're played by Martina Navratilova.
That is, look at that. I have never looked so masculine.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's wire mesh between us and the crowd. We're protected. Now, first of all, I was, of course, watching the very exciting game last night, I thought. A tremendous game between the Mets and the Cardinals.
Was.
And one thing that occurred to me is that you are, of course, you are of St. Louis. You have it in your genetic code. Your dad, Jack Buck, one legendary broadcaster, Cardinals. You grew up, your booth mate, Tim McCarver, one of the great players for the team. You grew up there. How can you remain neutral? You are a national broadcaster. You're calling this game. Do you ever find yourself, someone on the Mets hits a home run, you're like going, no, into the mic? Or
no, I get reminded of it every time I come out of a stadium, especially here in New York or Boston. I mean, fans let you know that you have to play it down the middle. It's a fight that I fight every time the Cardinals are involved.
Yeah.
I try to play it down the middle, and if I don't, I walk out of a stadium and it's like, you, quit rooting for the Cardinals, you jerk.
Right. Really?
And so I have to deal with it. That's
do you have
the way
security? Do you have people protecting you, or you're just walking out there?
I do. I've actually been chased into my hotel before.
Really?
In Boston.
Right. No, you're looking at me like, I control Boston. Is Joe Buck coming? Chase him, I tell you, chase him. I don't have that kind of power, but it might have been my guys.
It could have been.
Did they have crazy red pompadours?
They did.
Yeah. There he is. Strike him. They chased you in Boston?
Yeah, I mean, when it's ALCS and it's Yankees, Red Sox, you know, the emotions are running high.
Yeah, very intense.
And I came back to the hotel after a game. The Red Sox had just been beaten by the Yankees, and a Boston fan came out of a bar from across the street, noticed that it was me, started running after me, like yelling stuff at me, like he was going to, destroy me.
Right.
And my pride would not let me run into the hotel.
Right.
So I just walked at a very brisk pace. And by the time the guy reached me, I was inside the doors safely and went to my room and cried.
Yeah. It's also ironic. Fast walking can look worse than running.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
I have my pride.
Yeah. I mean, I can't fight. It would not have been a good deal. No.
I'm sure I mentioned your dad. You grew up watching your dad broadcast these games. Did you understand as a child, what your dad was doing for a living when you were watching him on television?
I mean, I was a dumb kid, but I got it eventually.
Right.
I remember my mom tells me when I was 3, I saw him in the TV, and I went up to it and actually was banging on it because I thought my dad was stuck inside the television. I mean, that's dumb.
Yeah. It makes me want to play a mean trick on my kids
Right.
and record a show where I'm like, please let me out! Let me out! And then say, your mom lied. I'm not like that. I'll just have them watch that. What's interesting is, of course, you get to meet pretty much everybody in the sports world, but occasionally you must meet celebrities you wouldn't expect to meet at a baseball game.
Well, I met Sting. I'm a big fan of Sting, and I met him. I've met him before, and I ran into him prior to Game 1, and I thought, he's promoting an album. I'd love to talk to him during the game. We could put a mic on him down in the seats, and then you have to figure out a way to make it not drop out of the sky. Why are we interviewing Sting in the middle of Game 1 of the National League Championship Series? So I thought, why not have him sing the Mets theme song, the Meet the Mets.
Oh, my
song.
God, yeah. Possibly, and this is no slight against the Mets, but possibly the worst theme song I've ever heard.
It is so haunting. You just can't get it out of your head. So
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. What is it?
Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring the kiddies and bring the wife. Guaranteed to have the
time of your life.
Because the Mets are really hitting the ball.
It's really, I can't imagine Sting singing that with like an acoustic guitar.
But I can. And so I'm talking to his manager, and she's like, well, how is he going to know the song? And so I start singing it into the phone to his manager. She's like, we're going to need more than that. Are there chord changes? Are there... I'm like, this is a stupid song. We can figure it out, but it got rained out.
So we never got to see that. I would love to see Sting sing the Mets song. I think
so would I. But it didn't
One day it'll happen.
One day it will.
Let me ask you a question. You're co-hosting this show now, Fox NFL Sunday.
Yes.
And you're co-hosting, of course, with these incredible former athletes.
Yes.
And and then you're there, and they're all such. Now, I'm not putting you down. I'm just saying I'd be in the same position. Like, these guys are all incredibly beefy, brawny guys. Do you ever feel intimidated to be around them?
With Bradshaw right there?
Yeah.
He's insane.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
So, yeah, I am, just because you don't know what he's going to say. He's sitting right next to you. He's won 4 Super Bowls. He can't wait to tell you how many times he's won the Super Bowl.
Right.
You got Howie Long next to him. You got Jimmy Johnson. Now, Jimmy Johnson, he's not big and beefy. He could play, William Shatner could play him in your next made-for-TV movie. Why does that get an ooh?
They're just in an oohing mood, I'm telling you. It occurred to me because I saw publicity still of you and the other guys, and it just made me feel like you were...
Yeah. You know, that did not feel right when we took the picture. But seeing it now...
The beanie was just... it could never be a good idea.
The pinwheel's not good. By the way, tomorrow night, the World Series begins on Fox. I pledge to you now, if it's still doable after you took the scissors to it, I'll wear that game 1.
You wear this game 1?
Yeah.
All right. It is yours. You're going to wear this on television?
I'll wear it tomorrow night.
You're going to see this, ladies and gentlemen. Now you have to watch.
Wait, one second.
Huh?
And John C. Reilly's chaps. Can I get those?
Yeah.
Those are from a carver.
Yeah, from a carver. All right. Fox NFL Sunday, of course, airs Sundays at noon. And, Joe, you're going to call... This is your 9th World Series starting tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. on Fox. I know I'll be watching. You know what, Joe? We always have a good time with you. Thanks a lot. I know you're good to be here. Thanks for doing it. Joe Buck, Frank Black coming up. We'll be right back.